Hey out there, and welcome. I'm Kate. Thanks so much for being here. Today I have a shorter flow to help clear out the cobwebs for those days when you feel like you're just tight and you need to move and clear away some extra junk. You're feeling a little groggy or your body just feels sluggish. So if you like to practice with a couple of blocks, grab your blocks, a blanket if you want to start by sitting on a blanket. Find a quiet spot, roll out your mat, and let's clear those cobwebs. So we are going to start in a comfortable seat. I like to sit on a blanket. You can sit in Sukhasana with your legs crossed. If you want to sit in Vajrasana on your shins with your butt on your heels or a blanket in there somewhere, you can go for that. Whatever is comfortable. Just take a moment to close your eyes, to feel your shoulders drop away from your ears. Feel your hands rest in your lap and your sitting bones into the floor. Close your eyes and just breathe. Sometimes sitting upright is the last thing you want to do when you're feeling cobwebby. So we're not going to stay here too long, but maybe while you're here, if you feel like you need to kind of move, take your head from side to side or kind of shift a little bit, you can do that. Why not? Until maybe you start to kind of get to the edges of those cobwebs and start to move them to the side. And then take a moment in stillness to breathe. And just to acknowledge where you are today. Physically and mentally and emotionally, all of that. I find it really helpful to check in the beginning. Acknowledge what I need. So give yourself that gift. Acknowledge what you need. And then let's get to work. Drop your chin to your chest. And shake your head a little bit side to side. And roll that right ear up over your right shoulder. And feel both shoulders soften away. And then shake your head side to side here. Oh. And then roll down through the middle, chin to chest, and then up to the other side till that left ear hovers. And same thing, you want to feel the weight of your shoulders and drop down and give your head a little shake. Then you're going to roll back down through the middle and come back up. So your right ear hovers over that right shoulder. And then take your right hand to the side of your head, right above your left ear, and you can give yourself a deeper stretch here. I always have cobwebs in my neck. It is constant. I clear them, they come back. So it's all good. Just gonna kind of hang here for a second. If you want a little more, you can take your left fingertips out to the side and just walk them away, right? Spiders walking away from the web. I'm just gonna kill this cobweb theme up front. Just gonna take it down. All right, and without leaning or shifting your weight, just walk those left fingertips a little farther away. And then roll down, through the middle. And come up to the other side. My neck doesn't even want to roll anymore. Okay, so left ear over your left shoulder. Take your left hand to the side of your head. Same thing. Couple of breaths here. And then right fingertips to the mat. Take that spider walk out to the right. So you can't go any farther. That's it. And then slowly release that. Let your chin drop to your chest. And while you're here, sneak your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Squeeze the tips of your shoulder blades in. Feel your chest rise toward your chin as your knuckles stretch back behind you. And maybe you can straighten those elbows, maybe not yet, maybe never. It's all good. When you inhale, you're going to lift your head. Release your hands and then come forward into table. And we were there for a moment, so if you need to kind of stretch out with your legs, you can kick back from side to side. Yeah. All right, and then come back into your table. And of course, we're going to go for some cat and cow. So when you inhale, arch your back. And when you exhale, round and curl it in. And you can kind of exaggerate where you feel like you need a deeper stretch. Kind of move a little bigger. Can you move bigger? I don't know, but we can today, into those places that need it. That's it. One more exhale, and we're gonna hold the exhale as you press into your hands, drag your low belly in toward your spine, and press the center of your upper back up as you curl your chin deeper into your chest. Maybe even press into the tops of your feet while they're here. Okay. And we're gonna come back to neutral. Gaze over your right shoulder, then wrap your outer right hip around. So you've got a little C curve in your spine. When you inhale, come back through center. When you exhale, just take it to the left side. Maybe side to side a couple of times. Exhale, find that curve. And then back through the middle and find that curve to the other side. Maybe one more each side. Getting into your spine a little differently. And then come back through the middle. All right, so this is one I learned in a class with Jason Crandall, who's an amazing teacher, so you should check him out if you don't know him already. So you're gonna keep yourself in table and take your left leg and you're gonna cross your top of your foot into your right side like Achilles. So it's just kind of hanging out there. Right leg doesn't do anything. Then you're gonna pull your outer left hip back and down like you were sliding back into child's pose, but we're gonna take that child's pose at an angle. And then just kind of, I like to kind of seesaw forward and back, drawing like a really subtle C with that outer left hip. And this might be a really kind of minor stretch, but to me it feels good in a nice kind of gentle way. And then come back through the middle, and we're just gonna switch, right? So the left leg's gonna go back straight behind, and then take the right top of your foot into that Achilles thingy. And then you're gonna take your outer right hip back and down. I think we're gonna kick it back toward that back corner of your mat, and then same thing, kind of sway in any way that feels like it kind of gets into that outer hip, maybe into that low back. Yes. All right. And then we're going to come back, find your table, and then do some circles just to kind of ease back into something. Circles in those hips. Yeah. All right. And then bring your hips over your knees, root through the tops of your feet, and walk your hands forward for a puppy pose. Spread your fingers, wrap those triceps in toward your ribs. I mean, you could, I guess, toward your ears is more accurate though. And let your upper arms actively lift away from the floor as you soften that space between your shoulder blades, and then pull your low belly in. And breathe. Yes. All right, and you're gonna slide back onto your forearms here and take the backs of your elbows to the floor. Palms can press, interlace, whatever. Again, you're gonna engage the abdominal muscles so we don't have this super sway in the low back. Plug the arm bones in and then soften your chest down one more time. And I like to kind of go side to side. So maybe you wanna rock a little bit side to side. Figure out what you like here. And take your gaze forward maybe. Feel those arm bones pull a little deeper in, and imagine that you could thread your chest through those elbows. And then press into your elbows. Come on back up. Downward facing dog. Doesn't have to be super anything. It could be kind of sloppy if you want it to be. And just let your hips go. And pedal out your feet. Okay. All right. From here, you're gonna drop your knees. Take your right leg, kick it straight back behind you, tuck your toe, push through your heel. And you're gonna walk your hands forward just a little bit. So we're in a longer table. And then shift forward, lift your right leg up. Inhale. And when you exhale, drag your right knee in. We're gonna bring it into pigeon. So sweep it through. And then start to walk back. That's it. And come up high onto your fingertips. If you feel like you want some extra support here, you can always take a blanket and bring it underneath. Kind of roll your shoulders back, lift into your chest, and then slowly start to make your way forward. Let yourself relax here. And keep those inner thighs scissoring toward each other. Can root through that right shin bone as you drag your left leg deeper into its socket there. All right, you're gonna slide your hands underneath you. Come on up and drop onto this outer right hip. Slide your left leg up and over, and you're gonna step it in front of your thigh here. If your left side sitting bone is like super up off the floor, you can either sit on a blanket or you can stretch your right leg out straight. It's up to you, right? Sit up tall, and then you're gonna wrap that right arm around. Let your left hand swing behind. Press into your left foot. Press down through your left sitting bone. So you've got a nice anchor to deepen into your twist. And we're just gonna hold it here for a couple more breaths. Something about taking a deep breath and a big twist. It feels really good. And then back through center. Give yourself the counter twist for a moment over to the right side. And then you're gonna take this left leg and you're gonna swing it back so you've got 90-degree angles, right? So I'll lay back so you can see what I mean. So it's very elegant. You're gonna take this right leg, so it's 90 degrees, left leg 90 degrees for Artamatsu, our wheel of life. Lengthen up and just fold forward, coming back over that right shin, just like we did in Pigeon, but a slightly different stretch. You're gonna take your left hand, walk it straight forward, right out in front, and take your right hand out to the right. So now we kind of finish the spokes of the wheel. Lengthen and lift, and then press into your hands and feel that left side rib cage curl underneath you. Gaze to the right. You can let your head go. And slide your hands back underneath you. You're gonna take this left foot, step it in front of your right shin, shift your weight, and step the right leg back, and drop your back knee. Stay high on your fingertips, sink through your hips. Feel your tailbone lengthen. Oh, inhale. When you exhale, drag it back, finding Artamatsu Andrasana. Oh, half splits here. Keep rooting through that left heel as you drag that left leg back. Feels good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay, you can always use blocks under your hands if you feel like you're too far away from the floor. Now, maybe a little funky, but we're gonna try it. You're gonna take your right heel and swing it to the left, and we're just gonna sit down. So you want that right heel to kind of clear underneath. And we end up here in this long, or this wide Janu Shirshasana. Lengthen up, and then just fold right to the middle. Keep that left leg active as you root down. And breathe. I'm gonna walk your left arm over to that left leg on top or to the inside. Root through your right sitting bone. Sweep that right arm up. And maybe you can you can grab that big toe. If you got it, then go for it. Just think about kind of rooting into this left arm and rolling your shoulder open. So you want to kind of keep this open action through your chest, even if you've got the foot. Press into that heel. Inhale, come on up. Take your right hand to the mat. You're just gonna lean back, lift your hips for a moment. And then plant your left hand next to your right, downward facing dog toward the back edge of your mat. It's gonna be fine, I promise. Inhale, rock it forward into plank. When you exhale, drop your knees. Come onto your forearms. Interlace your fingers here. You're gonna tuck your toes and lift your knees one more time, keeping those shoulder heads deep in the socket. Press back into a kind of more gentle dolphin pose. That's it. And you're going to lower your knees again. Bring the top of your head to the floor. You can come onto your fingertips in front of you if you want. Or you can swing your hands up, a little Sarangasana, a little rabbit pose. You're going to take those arms, stretch them up. Yes. That's it. And then release your hands to the floor. You're going to walk your arms out so your elbows come in line with a little bit before your head. It's wonky, but gaze forward. And now we're just going to shoot into a little Sphinx pose. Keep those shoulders rolling back. Keep your core strong. Legs engaged. And breathe here. Take your right forearm across in front of your chest, bend your left knee, and let's go for a little quad stretch. You can use a strap or a belt if you can't grab that foot. You can always do the little grip shift if you need it. That's it. And then we're going to come back through Sphinx. Hit the other side, left forearm across, bend your right knee. Pull it in. So your chest square toward that short end of your mat. And then Sphinx again. Slide your hands underneath, downward facing dog. Pull it up and back. Take a moment here to ease a little deeper in. And then lower your knees to the mat. Take your left leg straight back behind you. Tuck your toes, push through your heel, and then walk your hands forward. So you've got a longer table action going on here. Shift forward, belly strong, lift that left leg up. And when you exhale, drag your knee in, and you're gonna sweep it across, coming into pigeon on this side. I can start to shimmy that right leg back. Pop up onto your fingertips. Find any support you need behind your left side here. Inhale. And when you exhale, you're gonna lower it down. Soften through your shoulders, the base of your neck. You can root into that left shin, drag your right leg forward. Okay, hand slide underneath. Slowly make your way back up. You're gonna roll onto this outer left hip here and swing your right leg up and around for Artamatsu Andrasana. Always, always, always you can straighten that left leg out in front. Root down through this right foot, wrap around, right fingertips behind you. Keep your right side sitting bone anchored into the floor. And breathe. Inhale back through center. Oh, it's so good. And find that counter twist. Okay, and then back through the middle. Left shin's gonna come forward a bit. Sweep your right leg back. So you've got 90-degree angles on these legs here. Sit up tall and fold over your left shin. And you may find this side is vastly different than the other. That's okay. Just try to relax as best you can while you're here. I'm gonna walk your right hand straight forward, left hand out to the side. Lift your belly, push into those fingertips, wrap that right side underneath, take your gaze over to the left. And then walk your hands back underneath you. You're gonna come on up, swing your right leg in front. There's a little piece of plant that keeps hitting Memphis in the nose and he's mad at it. Rock forward so that right foot's up and then step the left leg back. So we're still facing the back edge of the mat, up on your fingertips, little low lunge here, sink your hips, keep your tailbone scooping, keep that low belly engaged, even though your fingertips are still on the floor or maybe on the blocks. Feel your chest stretch forward. And then drag your hips back. Work to straighten that right leg. Artamatsu Andrasana. And keep those toes drawing back as you press into your heel. And try to find square in the hips. Notice if your weight shifts to either side. All right, we're gonna do our funky transition, right? So you're gonna take that left heel, sweep it underneath you, and as you sit, that heel's gonna clear your butt. You know, something like that. So now we're here in this wide Janu Shirshasana. Lengthen it up and fold. Keep the top of your right thigh rooted. Try to keep your right sitting bone pressing down. It's a little difficult here since we're asymmetrical. Just give it a whirl. You're gonna walk your right hand over. You can hook or stack that forearm, right? And then left sitting bone root, sweep your left arm up and stretch over. Oh my goodness. Look down at your leg. You can look up at your hand. Just think about extending from this right side collarbone, opening into the left side. And then press into that right heel, come all the way up. Plant your left hand behind you. Just gonna do a little dancer's bridge, lift it up. And then a right hand to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Once again to the front of the mat, I hope. Oh goodness, from here, I'm gonna lower your knees to the mat. Come onto your forearms one more time, interlace your fingers. Working your way into another dolphin pose, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Feel your arm bones plunk deep into the socket and push into your forearms as you drag your hips back. That's it. And then from here, you're gonna drop your knees, bring the crown of your head to the floor. If you have a handstand practice or a headstand practice and you wanna go into headstand from here, you can scoot into headstand. If you're like, no thanks, that's cool. Keep the top of your head on the floor. You're gonna sweep your arms behind your back. And this is a prep for headstand. Shoulders lift away from your ears. Feel your knuckles draw away from your head. And then slowly, gonna release, bring your hands to clasp behind your head again. And we're gonna come on up, lift your head, and then separate your hands, walk your feet back, coming into Sphinx. Feel your shoulders roll back, lift through your chest. And when you exhale, you're gonna lower yourself all the way down, bend both knees, grab the tops of your feet or your ankles, kick into your feet. Oh, and breathe. Memphis is very unsettled today. Oh, it's great. Inhale. And when you exhale, release. Come on to one J. And windshield wiper your legs. Oh, life. It gets in. That's all good. So kind of learn to adjust to the distractions, right? Let your feet drop. Slide your hands underneath you. You're gonna slide up through a table and make your way back into a child's pose. And relax for a couple of breaths in child's pose. And then make your way up to sit. You're gonna shift your hips to one side, stretch your legs out. Find your blanket or your blocks, and we're gonna take a seat. If you'd like to, if you prefer a Savasana and a longer rest, then by all means, please take the time to lay out for a Savasana. I'm gonna close class seated, right? So take a moment to close your eyes. Once you get yourself comfortably seated, feel your sitting bones root down and let your low back lengthen. Feel your belly relax. The weight of your legs soften down. And from that rooted feeling, lengthen up through your heart into the crown of your head and take a moment here just to breathe. And hopefully sitting feels a little easier. It's a little more comfort in your comfortable seat after your cobwebs have been cleared. Bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra and bow your head, and take the time here to honor the fact that you rolled out your mat, that you made it here, and that you did something for you. I thank you for spending some time with me. I look forward to practicing with you again. And whenever you need to remove the cobwebs, remember, we're here. Make it a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know the drill. Take care.